Have you ever just wanted to rant? Really just speak your mind about something you're passionate about? Well, for me at least, that something is the live action remake of the Disney classic animated movie Mulan. Now, more so than just a subpar movie review, I want to discuss why Mulan 2020 is a travesty in both entertainment value and its message it gives to society as a whole. I have viewed the live action Mulan 3 times since its initial release in September of 2020, taking notes each time about its quality. I have also spent a substantial amount of time researching many aspects of the movie. Now, once again, I don't want this to just be a movie review. I want to show you how harmful this film's messages are for society as a whole, especially to young and impressionable children. Terrible portrayals of women empowerment, propaganda of genocidal government figures, and just a flat out awful viewing experience, Mulan 2020 is a blight on the art of film. Starting off, Mulan 2020 is not enjoyable to watch at all. It's brought down through the poor editing, the misused symbols, and the underwhelming acting. The editing and camera work in Mulan makes it both difficult and nauseating to watch. The editing of the movie is very choppy. Scenes are given very little time to sink in, which creates a false sense of speed, especially during the fight scenes. Fight scenes change camera angles so often, it's near impossible to keep track of the action. One fight in particular never lingers on more than one scene for more than a single second. The camera work is also very comical at times, where it will flip around and do little spins to follow along with some of the action. It's very goofy, and it detracts from the serious tone the movie it tries to achieve. The symbols used in the movie are also dumbed down and trope-laden that they lose all their meaning. The main symbol throughout the film is the phoenix. The phoenix is the universal symbol of rebirth, but it's used explicitly 8 times throughout the movie. This is an issue because a symbol of rebirth being used 8 times implies that Mulan as a main character had to be reborn 8 times. That just makes it seem like she can't grow as a person without being reborn entirely. If they used something other than a universal symbol like a phoenix, it could have worked much better. Another main symbol of the movie is Mulan's father's sword. Written on it are the 3 words, loyal, brave, and true, and at the end of the movie, a 4th word is added being devotion to family. The symbols are seen multiple times throughout the movie, and it's always at predictable times, and the problem is that it's so obvious and generic and so obvious, it really undercuts the serious tone the movie goes for since it's talking down to its audience. The movie is clearly made for older audience with its PG-13 rating, yet it doesn't know how subtlety works. The symbols are watered down so that you have to be blind not to see them, and some lines in the movie are borderline baby talk, which how much the movie talks down to its audience. The best example is when Mulan is taking a bath. She is naked in the scene, and a male soldier walks up behind her and says this exact line. "You've been keeping your skill a secret. What else have you been hiding?" It's so blatant and unnecessary and dumb, and it drags the whole movie down. And the acting itself is also really bad. The lines are all stilted, none of the actors feel really natural in their role, and it just feels like they're reading from a script. It's also pretty hilarious in the fight scenes because characters will ragdoll like crazy after being hit with a single arrow or even CGI cloth, and it looks just dumb. It's just not a fun movie to watch, and even more so is the messages it tries to give to society make it even less fun to watch. Mulan 2020's take on women empowerment is a detriment to society and its impressionable population. Superpowers. Actual superpowers are given to Mulan as her empowerment, which undermines the entire message of the original 1998 Mulan. Early on in the movie, it's shown and explained that Mulan has Qi, seen as a superpower of incredible physical abilities, compared to the original Mulan where she has no powers. During the training arc of the movie, as opposed to our main character getting stronger through hard work, she is just suppressing her superpowers out of fear of being found out as a girl. Instead, we get to see minor characters working hard and improving. compared to the original Mulan, where she works very hard through lots of struggles to become strong and independent. The reason this is so atrocious is because Mulan acts as a role model. Hard work and preserver and hard work through trials is a great message to give, and yet 2020 Mulan gets rid of all of that for her superpowers. So the superpowers that they give to Mulan imply that only special people, only 1 in 100 or 1 in 1,000 women get to be strong. The rest of them get to be what the movie is, get to be the role of Mulan's sister in the movie, which is someone to be married off and to have kids. It's a terrible message. Another message it tries to give is that mass murderers and war criminals are the same as strong women. There's only two lead female characters, Mulan herself and the evil witch who is the antithesis of Mulan. The issue arises because the movie pushes the narrative that both women are the same in principle. The only difference the movie states is that Mulan is accepted by the society and the witch is not. It fully expects the audience to accept the implication that a strong woman and a mass murderer are two sides of the same coin because they are strong and independent. Is that the narrative we want to push on women? Is that if they are strong, then they're only a few steps away from being the symbol of actual evil? It's a terrible message, and it's just a terrible movie for trying to push that message. And moving away from the movie itself to the surrounding issues in the film's creation, Mulan 2020 was filmed with and supports Chinese government bodies that are in the process of a genocide. Disney explicitly worked with and thanked the Chinese government that's committing genocide towards Uyghur Muslims. According to many sources, including The Spectator, Disney specifically thanked 8 government bodies in Xinjiang, an autonomous province in northwest China where one of the world's worst human rights abuses is happening. That human rights abuses mentioned includes at least 2 million Muslims being forced into concentration camps. The atrocities include torture of men, women, and children, forced sterilization, brainwashing, separation, and much more. And this isn't a secret. This is known. It's very well known. And yet Disney worked with and thanked the people doing it in order to film this movie. And secondly, the main actor of Mulan supported police brutality occurring during the Hong Kong protests that were happening and very current during the lead up to the movie. As stated from The Guardian and gleaned from her personal statement, controversy over this live-action Mulan really kicked off after the lead actor, Chinese-born naturalized American Crystal Louis Yifei, declared her support for the Hong Kong police after they committed acts of brutality against the Hong Kong protesters. Having your main actor show public support for police brutality and totalitarianism isn't the best way to bring positive press towards your movie. These controversies show just how much poor taste is in this movie, and the knowledge of it is only more reason to declare Mulan 2020 as one of the worst movies Disney has ever made. And now that I'm done doing a bit of ranting, I'd like to close out with this. Mulan 2020 is a travesty of a movie in all its entertainment flaws, to its poor societal messages, and its horrible production circumstances. If we keep supporting these types of films, then our future will be filled with boring, trope-laden messes of movie, and billion-dollar companies will continue to exploit human rights for a quick buck. So I urge you all in the audience, please don't watch or support live-action 2020 Mulan, and try to make your friends and family not watch it either. Even if you want to watch it because you're having a bad movie night, it won't be fun. It's just so boring. Thank you.